going to teach you how to be a sun goddess. I'm Emily Loftiss, here with my model Jess Press, and I'm with Loftiss Says. You want to just amp up your look and look like you've just gone on a tropical vacation, and no one wants to go to real tanning beds anymore because they're so bad for you. So I'm going to teach you how to fake this look. First, we're going to start off with bronzer. It doesn't really matter what kind. I'm going to use Laura Geller today, but I also really love Hulu from Benefit. I think it's very important to use an angled brush because it really can contour your face. And what we're really going to focus on today is I call the helmet, which goes from cheekbone across the forehead to the cheekbone. And just give me a little bit of a grin so we can see that cheekbone. There we go. And we're going to bring it right into the hairline. Sometimes you see people just stopping right there, but I think that looks a little crazy. Looks like a semicolon. I think you need to combine and bring it all the way through the forehead, and don't worry about getting into the hair. Grin for me a little bit. There we go. Go down a little bridge in your nose, and to go where the jawline is. That will contour right underneath your jawline, and just kind of makes you look like you've lost 5 pounds, and no one can really understand why. But that's, you're blending it down into your neck. And then I like to get a little round brush and blend it together and make sure you don't want to look like you're on stage. You want to look very natural, with a little hint of color. Next, because we're working on different dimensions of the face. So now we're using concealer, and this is for under eyes. You're going to look up a little bit. Just dab it on lightly. I usually do it with my 4th finger just to make sure you don't hurt underneath your eyes. And since we already have on the face oil, it should blend in really beautifully, and it just should have a little bit of shimmer. You don't want to have that raccoon eye look. It'll just make your eyes pop. Just blend down into your nose. Especially if you have any dark circles, under eye concealer will be your best friend. Another great trick, especially if you're going to be on camera or have pictures taken, is to use concealer in the corners of your mouth. This will make your lips pop. It's great for red lipstick. Perfect. See how that just like pops the pout just a bit? And if you're ever running out the door and you really don't have time to do your entire face, you should just grab some concealer and put it on the outside of your nose, because that's where people always get really shiny. So now that we've just done the concealer around the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, we're going to get powder that's just 1 or 2 shades lighter. Look up. We're just going to pat it on underneath just to make sure this will seal. And earlier, concealer, you want it to be a shade, 1 or 2 shades lighter than your normal skin color. Never darker. This will just ensure that everything will stay looking beautiful. Once again, if you have any problem areas, you could put concealer on your blemishes, but Jess doesn't have any. Then we're going to go back to this shimmer that we've used before and use the round brush. We're going to swirl it on. We're just going to do the highlights of the face. Once again, where the sun would normally hit you, we're just going to do it right on top of the bronzer. So it's all about blending. Everything that you do is about blending, blending. You will go over your makeup numerous times to make sure things look natural, like you just came back from Bermuda. And put it on your collarbone. See, just doing that right there, highlighting that across, makes such a difference. And I really love when makeup goes all the way down. I think it's awkward when it's just on your face. I think you should bring it down your neck, do the highlights, especially if you have a beautiful dress on. Perfect. So that is it just for bronzing for the face and body. Now let's talk about self-tanning if you're doing it at home. These are little pads you can use, just like normal little towelettes. You open them up. Perfect for your face. You would just go late at night, all over your face, and it would bring out your natural skin color, 1 or 2 shades. It has vitamin D in it. which would make it very natural. Another way is to use self-tanner. You can get from any drugstore, and the hint is this. You get regular body lotion. This is just body butter, it doesn't really matter what it is. You put it in your hand. And then you get your self-tanner, and you do half parts. So you see the two. You're just going to mix them together. That's the way to ensure that you're not going to streak, is by making equal parts. So you're going to rub them together, and not only does it moisturize, there we go, you'll see a hint of glitter. And this is the best way to ensure this self-tan will look really natural. And as always, really be careful with your hands, because people always mess up right around the wrists and on top of their hands. And if you do mess up, you need to cut a lemon in half, and you just get the acid and rub it all over, and it will just move that self-tanner. So you can already see the difference. And remember that self-tanner takes a couple hours to warm up. So if you already get to your desired color, that means in a couple hours you're going to look crazy. So make sure it's a couple shades lighter, because in a couple hours it'll be your perfect color. Beautiful. So that's how you fake a sun goddess. I'm Emily Loftiss. Thank you, Jess Press, and I'm with Loftiss Says.